Well, good evening, everyone. Michael, soothing here. I had a request to do another coin video, but I'm not going to do like silver investment coins like before. Instead, we'll just talk about, this is a thing from Maria's room. It's got treasures in it. So I thought we'd just look at some of her coins, what she's got in her treasure, big giant shell thing she made here. And then a few other random coins I have in boxes and things. We can just do a relaxing chat. The noise you hear in the background, that's rain on the roof. It's been cold and raining throughout the entire spring here in Oregon. We've had no warm weather so far, no summer. Coldest spring, early summer ever in my life, in fact. Anyway, it's a big piece of sea glass that she found on the beach. Here's a white one, white sea glass. Dried rose. Anyway, I'm going to reorient the camera so you can see what we're looking at. Hold on a moment. One moment. Oh, that's better. This looks like a pendant. I think it is. Let's take a look. It's this stone I can never remember the name of that Chelsea likes a lot. Oh no, this is a different type. See, it has all these different flashes depending on what orientation you're in, but we're looking at coins. These crosses I bought in Israel when I was there on travel for business, helping them set up electronic production of countermeasure equipment for their F-16 and F-15 fighter aircraft. But anyway, that was long ago. Here's a really pretty purple, bluish purple sea glass there. Let's see what coins we have. Here's a pendant that's got the Walking Liberty $50 actual silver coin. We talked about that one before on the channel. I gotta fix this. The coin is not centered the way it's supposed to be. I'll fix that later. Let's see what else is here. We'll just scoop some of this stuff out and see what we've got here. A whole bunch of different types of coins from various places. And we'll see what's what. I think the value of the dollar, here's some kind of banknote. Is that euros? No, that's francs. 20 franc note. Probably not even any good anymore. From France, right? I think it's replaced with the euro now. You probably can't even get anything for it. It's dated 1997. Let's see. Franc. Some people like the crinkling sound of banknotes. I like the crinkling sound of banknotes if it's $100 bills. Wait, hold on, I'm going to close the windows because I don't like the sound of a car going by. So where were we? Cars going by, getting some of this stuff out of here. Check it out and see what it is. I don't know why, but I have trouble trusting coins that have holes in them. I feel like there's something missing or something, right? This is what is this? It's crowns from Denmark, 2006. See? Crowns. She even shows 3 crowns, but I think the denomination is 5. 5 kroner from Denmark, it says. I guess they call it Denmark there. I was there, and, well, Joanne and Maria, lived there for a long time. So they still have some. I think the exchange rate, something like 7 crowns for $1. Maybe it's getting closer to 6.5 now. Since we're devaluing our dollar so badly. Let's see what else we have here. We have some pennies. Copper's going up so much in price that if you could go back and find the old copper pennies that were actually made out of copper, this is just plated now, but if you could find jars of pennies that are the old ones, they would be worth a lot more than a penny each. More like 3 or 4 cents. Here's an old copper penny. What's the date on this? 1972. 1970. Something like that. You tell me, because I can't see it very well with my glasses. Maybe it will focus. Will it focus? There we go. 19 something. 72, I think. Anyway, it doesn't matter, does it? What else do we have here? This looks like some kind of Asian coin, but I don't have the slightest idea what it is. Take a look at that. What do you think that is? Does anybody know? It's 10 something, but I don't know what this something is. Here we have Queen Elizabeth. Oh, this is New Zealand money. 2009. Because Maria lived in New Zealand for a while with her aunt, Joanne's sister, her older sister, which they call Ata in Filipino. 50 something. What is that? Do they say? Is it 50 New Zealand, 50 cents? Anyway, they've got a sailing ship there. I'm going to have a hard time figuring out whether I'm showing these to you upside down or not. What's the orientation I want? Here's more money I don't trust because it's got holes in it. And I think that's some kind of Asian money again, but I'm not really sure. It's 50 somethings. Someone tell me what that is. Who's from there? If I have any subbies that know. You guys are always helping me out. I know this one. It's Canadian. A Canadian quarter with a moose on it. Moose head. And it's got Queen Elizabeth also on the back. Boy, she shows up all over the place, doesn't she? She's in New Zealand, Canada, Great Britain, and UK. This is another Canadian quarter. I used to work in Canada from time to time. In the rocket science career we had, critical supplier up there. Some quarters. Once again, these are US quarters, but if you can find some that are before 1964, then they're silver and worth a lot more money. Silver is it's like around 28 bucks an ounce right now. I told you all it was going to be going up, and it definitely is, but it's going to go up a lot more in my estimation over the next 3 or 4, 5 years. Here's more money with holes in it, but it's like a brass color this time. And what's the denomination of this? I can't tell. It's got lots of interesting symbols on it, though. I'm sure it tells some kind of a story. The Asian characters, it must be hard to learn a language at this age that I am, if you have to learn all these characters. I can't even learn Filipino. I'm trying, but what do we got here? Let's take out the US quarters. Here's a couple of dolphins on a 5 crown denomination, and something island, 5 kroner. I'm not sure if this is Danish or Swedish or Icelandic or what. We'll just put that there. I'm gonna have to look it up. And here we have a 1 peso. Republica ng Philippines. Filipinas is what they say there. Just 1 peso. It takes about 47 pesos or 48 or something to make 1 US dollar. So you'd have to have a whole bunch of these in your pocket if you wanted to buy very much in the Philippines. Who's that? Is that King Philip from Spain? The Philippines is named after Philip because Spain conquered the Philippines back during the time when all the explorers were running all over the world. Well, there's Queen Elizabeth again, but this time she's a different color. See? Two-tone money. In Canada, they call this a toonie because it's 2 Canadian dollars. Easy to tell a toonie because it's two-tone. There's a bear on the back. A little bear running around. And there's Queen Elizabeth once again. That is 2018. More US quarters. What's this one? 5 peso Philippine coin. 5 pesos. Get 10 of these and you have $1 in US money. Not sure what plant that is on the back. Is it a durian or what? It's some kind of big Philippine plant back there. Not sure what though. It's interesting to look back and see what the history is of some of the different kinds of money. Here's a two-tone coin like the Canadian one that we just saw. The nice shiny Canadian one. But this one is Philippine. 10 pesos. So 5 of these would be about equivalent of a US dollar. But of course in the Philippines, you can get more for your money than you can in the States most of the time. For most things, it's less expensive to live there. Here's a big, thick coin. It's got a much wider rim on it than the other coins. See, typical coin is skinny like that. This one's really thick and it's got writing all around it. See there on the rim? Let's see what it is. Not sure. It says something I can't read. That's what it says. And it's got, is that Elizabeth again? It is. This must be more, is it Philippine money or something else? Not £1. Oh, this must be UK money or Australian. Not sure which. So that's like worth more than $1, because the pound is worth more than the buck. So this is either UK or Australia. Can somebody from there tell me which this is? I know I have subbies in the UK and also a few in Australia. I would sure appreciate it. And here we have another 5 peso from the Philippines, but wasn't the other one silver? This one's like a bronze color, sort of. That's strange if they've got 5 peso coin. Yeah. 2 different 5 peso coins. 2 different designs and 2 different metal configurations. That's strange. Unless this, no, this is still the Philippines. Republica en Filipinas. That's how they say it there. Filipinas. 10 somethings. Once again, I don't know. Here's a Canadian dime with a little sailing ship on it. If it will focus, you'll see the sailing ship. There we go. Takes a while. And once again, the Queen Elizabeth portrait on the front. Time for a sip of water. What do we got here? Another 5 peso Philippine coin, but once again, the other one was silver. So I'm wondering if they just completely changed the metal type. This is 1 something. And again, it's some kind of Asian or something. I don't recognize it. It's from Maria's stuff. I stole it. Don't tell her. I promise to give it back before she notices, especially since she's not in the country right now and won't be back till October. She's in Denmark, staying with her grandma. Because you can only stay here for 3 months, we had a really hard time getting her COVID authorization to go back to Denmark. Because you've got to get a test done, and it has to be valid within 3 days of travel. So you got to have one with instant results. And since you lose a day traveling there, that only gives you like 1 day you can get the test. 10 somethings, I don't know what they are. Copper color. Who's this guy? Is it US money? It's a US nickel. I barely recognize it because I'm used to the old Jefferson nickel. It still has Monticello on the back. Monticello, depending on how you want to say it. Are there any here we haven't seen yet? Another 1 peso Philippine money. What's this one? It's got a clover or something. Very shiny. 25 somethings. Ah, this is the Philippines again. I don't think this is peso. I think it's fractional money. But it's from the Philippines. I'll have to ask Joanne what this is. She gets confused about money though, so I don't know if she'll be able to tell me. She says she can't work with money, especially US money. So she got a job over at the bakery, but she told at Safeway, but she said, no handling money for me. And they agreed. She's a foodie, so it's a perfect job for her. She's getting people enthused about buying all kinds of goodies, cakes and stuff. And she can get good deals for us. Stuff that was $7, $8, $20, she can get for 99 cents when it reaches its expiration, and some of it is just as good at that point as before. Let's put all of this back and then see if we have time to talk about any of the other stuff I have here. I brought a, oh, this was supposed to be, banknote was supposed to be underneath all that. You think Maria will notice that I got into all her stuff? I don't know. Let's see what's in here. There's a lot of mercury dimes. Yeah, like I was saying, it's so hard to get your hands on silver coin right now because there's a shortage, that there's a big premium being charged for silver coins. Like, let's say silver's 28 bucks an ounce, right? Gonna cost you like 38 bucks to buy an ounce coin of silver, maybe even closer to 40 in some cases. So these dimes, it used to be 10 of these would be worth right now about 28 bucks. But right now they're worth more than that, because the true price, which the market dictates really, is gone up because it's not available. You know, supply and demand. But here's coins that are not silver. They're just an interesting proof set. Let's see what the year is. It should tell. Oh, 1987 proof set. This tells you the specifications. So these are not silver coins, but it's got a representative coin struck. Each of the ones that went into circulation for this year, except the proof style, which means a shiny field on the obverse and on the reverse, struck with special dyes to make for a particularly shiny field. And these are, of course, uncirculated coins. So people buy these for, you know, a keepsake. You could if you had a child or a grandchild or something born in 1987, you could get them the 1987 proof set, and they could keep that for the rest of their life as an interesting memento. I have a 1972. I bought this set because it had particular meaning to me. Let's take a look. Unfortunately, still not silver coins, but a nice representative proof set there. Kennedy half and the standard designs. Oh, that's backwards, isn't it? No, it's not backwards because the writing's this way, so it feels backwards to me. What else we got here? We got lots of dimes there, but let's see what's in this box. Like I said, we're not really going to talk about investment coin today. Nonetheless, what I have here is a roll of Jefferson nickels, but not just any old Jefferson nickels. These were made between 1942 to 1945. And what's special about them, what makes them different from other nickels, is they were World War II vintage nickels. Okay, so they have a lot of history, but what also makes them interesting is they're 40% silver. All right, so they're worth a lot more than a nickel these days, obviously. Here's one that's in really nice condition. It's been cleaned, though. Here's one that has been dipped in sulfuric acid or something to clean off the oxide. Yeah, they made them out of a different metal mix during the war because they needed almost all the nickel they could get their hands on for the war effort, for various types of armaments and planes and so forth. So temporarily they were using silver, which isn't really a strategic metal for making things, usually, other than electronics. Now it is, but now that silver is used in all kinds of ways. Solar panels, for example. Anyway, the war nickels are kind of interesting because of their history and their silver content. What else do we have here? I believe these are probably Indian head pennies from a long time ago. Let's see. Indeed they are. So these are worth some money. They're made out of copper, but they're worth some money. You can see they're quite old, and they date, some of them in the late 1800s to early 1900s. What's this one? It's a 1905. It's got a wheat, stalks of wheat on the back, and then the Indian head on the front. And people like to collect these. When I was a kid, you could find these in people's change still. here's a 1913. You could still find them in change now and then. They were still in circulation, but not anymore. Now they're a collector coin, for the most part. What else is in this box? These are just silver dimes that are actual silver because they're pre-1964. I don't like to touch them because they're uncirculated. 1954 is this one. You see? Roosevelt dime, because that's Roosevelt's image. So these silver dimes in uncirculated condition are worth quite a bit. A roll of these, 50 of these is right now about 5 ounces of silver, worth about probably close to $200 for that roll. And it used to be you could get that for like, $20. So you see it's gone up about 1,000% in value over the decades of time. But I expect it to go a lot more for reasons that we'll discuss in some future video on economics. Here's a roll of uncirculated Jefferson nickels from the 1950s. 1954. Why do I have those? Because I wanted to have them. I got this stuff, most of it, a long, long time ago. Decades ago. When I was collecting coins. And I don't do a lot of active collection now because I already collected them. And then what do you do with them once you collect them, right? Get them out once a year, go through it, and remember what you had and why you got it. And it's interesting. A lot of them will be worth some decent money, but then somebody inherits them, and they don't care about them. Here's a mercury head dime dated 1917. But what's attractive about it, it's not in really good condition. It's in fine F12. But what's interesting and nice about it is the attractive toning. Collectors like toned coins that have a little bit of orangish, purple or red or green, not nasty rust colored oxide, but what they call toning. Nice colored toning. So we have, what else is in here? I think we might have looked in this box before. A casino poker chip. They say they're going to open poker again sometime in the not too distant future. I sure hope they do. Here we have a 1990 silver eagle made by the U.S. Mint. Silver is only $28 an ounce, but this coin would fetch easily $35 to $40 an ounce because they're so hard to come by right now. But here is an uncirculated and encapsulated one. Probably it would fetch about $45. It's a 2005. But here we have a century coin, centennial coin, the 1900 Morgan dollar. People love to collect. I believe it's the most collected coin in the country as far as silver collector coins go. I don't know what else is in here, but we've talked about some of these before, so we won't go into it other than I do like the standing Liberty quarter from long ago. This one's not in great condition, but you can read the date. 1926. Miss Liberty standing in flying eagle on the back. Let's see what's in this little thing. And then we'll call it a day. Did we look at this already? Yeah, we did. 1954 coins. What do we got here? Oh, look here. Roman Imperial Constantine II. Bronze, AD 337 to 340. A Roman coin from long ago. A bronze, Constantine II. It's interesting to think, what hands did this coin pass through back in ancient Rome? You know, it's the history of the coins that make them so interesting sometimes. Even the more recent ones, like these standing Liberty quarters, if they could talk, imagine the stories they could tell. This coin has probably passed through hundreds of people's hands back about 100 years ago. 1920 is the date on this one. It's in a little bit better condition than the other one I showed you. But think of all the places it went. How many different homes it resided in, how many different places of commerce. I find it kind of interesting. Oh, what do we have here? I forgot about these. One of my favorite design coins, but they have some not very attractive toning oxide. Even they're uncirculated. The Walking Liberty half. I don't know if a collector would like that toning or not, but it is a beautiful coin nonetheless. And it looks like I have a few. I forgot I had these. That one's not uncirculated, I don't think but this one is. Like I always tell you, I hold it only by the rim because I don't want to put a fingerprint on an uncirculated coin. It will damage it. But don't you love that design? One of the most beautiful coins ever designed. There we go. Finally, it decided to focus. The Walking Liberty half. What you look for on the back is if the feathers in the center of the eagle are well defined, then it's a well struck coin, see? This one's struck pretty well. So a collector would like that coin. We have a few more. 1945. About the time of the end of World War II. 1942. A lot of these were struck during World War II, which does give them additional history also, doesn't it? In my mind, some of them are quite attractive. I think these could be sold at quite a premium over the price of silver. And one of these days I should probably keep a couple for kids to collect, and then sell the rest, because nobody else is going to care. Millennials and stuff don't care about coin collecting, at least not yet. Eventually they might, because nobody's making any more of these. They're going to get more and more rare over time. But anyway, I think that makes for a pretty good, quiet, relaxing video today. We'll wrap it up here. Don't ASMR and drive. Please give me a thumbs up if you feel like it. It helps the algorithm, And I hope you have a good weekend and a good week. Bye-bye.